The elite photography studio lobby gleamed with marble and success. Crystal chandeliers cast elegant shadows over photographs of celebrities and billionaires who'd graced these halls. My family stood beneath them, dressed in their finest, except for me. "At least you're on time," Mom sighed, eyeing my simple black dress. "Though you could have made more of an effort." My sister Rachel smoothed her designer gown, dripping with diamonds that cost more than my supposed apartment. "The annual family portrait is tradition, Emma. Even if some of us can't quite match the standard." I checked my phone discreetly. Acquisition complete. Elite Studios now subsidiary of Chin Global Enterprises. "The Jensen family just finished their shoot," Mom said proudly. Their new yacht looked magnificent in the background. "Speaking of backgrounds," Rachel smirked, "maybe we should do something simpler this year, given Emma's situation." My phone buzzed again. Company value up $2 billion since morning trading. "Mrs. Harrison," the photographer emerged, all polished smiles and practiced charm. "Welcome back to Elite Studios. Your usual premium package." "Of course," Mom beamed, "though we might need some creative lighting for certain elements." I watched the studio's ownership transfer complete on my secure phone browser. The deed, the contracts, the entire empire of Elite Studios. Now mine. "Actually," I said quietly, "I have some thoughts about today's shoot." Rachel laughed, her bracelet catching the chandelier light. "Unless those thoughts include a wardrobe change." "Miss Chin," my assistant's voice came through my earpiece. "The board meeting is confirmed for noon. The acquisition announcement is ready." "Emma's doing her best," Mom said in that patronizing tone she'd perfected. "Not everyone can afford Elite Studios standards." The photographer nodded sympathetically. "We do have some economy packages." "That won't be necessary," I said, watching the final transfer notification. Elite Studios ownership officially recorded. Chin Global Enterprises expansion complete. "Darling," Mom started, "if you need help with the payment." The studio's screens suddenly flickered to life with breaking news. Tech giant Chin Global acquires Elite Studios, major changes ahead. "What's happening?" Rachel demanded, watching the photographer's face drain of color as he checked his tablet. "Oh my God," he whispered, staring at me. "You're Emma Chin, the owner of Chin Global and Elite Studios," I confirmed calmly. "As of about 30 seconds ago." Mom's designer clutch hit the marble floor with a thud. "The economy package comments," I continued, "seem rather inappropriate now. Don't you think?" This must be a mistake," Rachel stammered, frantically Googling on her phone. Her perfectly manicured hand began to shake as headlines filled her screen. "Emma Chin, the silent billionaire behind Chin Global's tech empire." "Ms. Chin," my assistant entered smoothly, "The Wall Street Journal needs your comment on the acquisition. And Apple CEO is requesting to reschedule your dinner meeting." Mom's face had gone as white as the marble floors. "Apple so? Tell him Thursday works better," I replied, watching the studio's screens update with more breaking news. After my UN presentation but before the SpaceX launch. The photographer was practically hyperventilating. "The Emma Chin? World's youngest self-made billionaire." "Among other things," I said, pulling up the holographic display from my simple phone. Chin Global's complete holdings filled the air. Tech companies, real estate empires, and now Elite Studios. But you live in that tiny apartment," Rachel whispered. "You mean my test facility for Chin Global's smart home division?" I smiled. "The one worth more than your house?" The studio's security systems pinged as new ownership protocols activated. The Elite Studios logo shimmed and transformed, incorporating Chin Global's iconic design. "Miss Chin," my assistant interrupted again, "the Met Gala committee is confirming your chair position. And the Prime Minister of Japan is holding online too." Mom's knees actually buckled. After years of worrying about my financial situation, she was watching world leaders court her younger daughter. "The annual portrait," the photographer said weakly, "is cancelled," I confirmed. "Along with your premium packages and economy comments." Rachel's phone buzzed with alerts about Chin Global's latest acquisition. Her designer gown suddenly seemed cheap compared to my simple, black dress, which cost more than her car. Your sister's success, Mom had always said at family gatherings, comes from maintaining proper appearances. Now Rachel stood silent, watching Tech's most powerful CEO adjust her understated jewelry, each piece worth more than Elite Studios' annual revenue. Speaking of appearances, I said, checking another notification, Chin Global's market cap just increased by another $1 billion. During this conversation, the photographer's tablet showed more breaking news. Chin Global revolutionizes photography industry. Elite Studios' first of many acquisitions. Emma, Mom found her voice. We never meant to judge by appearances? I finished. To assume success only looks one way. My phone displayed another alert. Forbes cover story. The Invisible Empire, How Emma Chin Built a Technology Giant in Secret. Now then, I said, watching my family's shocked reflections in the studio's mirrors, shall we discuss the real meaning of premium package? The next hour in Elite Studios' main gallery redefined family dynamics in ways no one had anticipated. The holographic displays showed Chin Global's complete corporate structure, with Elite Studios now a tiny subsidiary in my vast empire. Let's review the changes, I said calmly, watching Mom clutch her designer purse like a shield. Elite Studios will be completely restructured, starting with its pricing tiers. Pricing tiers? The photographer asked nervously. My assistant pulled up the new structure. All sessions now include our quantum imaging technology. The economy package is being eliminated, as is the practice of discriminating based on client appearance. But this is an exclusive studio, Rachel protested weakly. Was an exclusive studio, I corrected. Now it's part of Chin Global's innovation division, where we don't judge books by their covers, or clients by their clothes. The screens displayed the renovation plans. AI-enhanced photography systems, holographic backgrounds, technology that made the studio's premium equipment look like ancient history. The upgrade costs, the photographer stammered, must be astronomical. About equal to Elite's entire annual revenue, I nodded. It's a rounding error in Chin Global's coffee budget. Rachel's phone kept buzzing with notifications. Tech Queen Emma Chin revolutionizes photography industry overnight. But your clothes, Mom said faintly. Your simple lifestyle. You mean my $50,000 quantum-engineered dress? I smiled. The one that costs more than Elite's monthly revenue. The holographic display shifted to show my actual real estate holdings. The Chin Global Tower stretching 100 stories into the sky, private islands, compounds in every major city. Ms. Chin, my assistant interrupted, the Technology Patent Office needs your signature on the new imaging systems. And NASA wants to discuss the Mars photography project. Mom's perfectly maintained composure cracked. Mars. Just one of our smaller initiatives, I explained. Though the quantum cameras we're developing for it will revolutionize Earth-based photography too. The photographer cleared his throat. About the premium client list. Will be irrelevant, I said. Chin Global's technology makes premium quality available to everyone. No more economy packages needed. Rachel frantically scrolled through Chin Global's public filings. This is bigger than most countries. Our photography division alone, I confirmed, is worth more than Elite Studios' entire history of revenue. The screens updated with another alert. Chin Global announces revolutionary quantum photography, traditional studios obsolete? Your success, Mom had always said at family gatherings, comes from maintaining the right image. Now she watched silently as her supposedly struggling daughter revolutionized the very meaning of image. 1 month after the acquisition, Elite Studios was unrecognizable. The marble lobby had been transformed into a technological wonderland, with quantum imaging systems and AI-enhanced photography stations replacing the crystal chandeliers. Mom's cherished premium lounge was now a public gallery showcasing democratized art. Global adoption rate at 95%, my assistant reported during the monthly review. Chin Global's quantum photography systems now standard in over 150 countries. Mom sat quietly in the gallery, her designer outfit looking dated among the futuristic displays. Rachel had adapted better, now heading our AI art division, a position she'd actually earned through talent, not appearance. The Vatican Commission alone, Rachel admitted, studying the holographic projections, generated more revenue than Elite's entire history. Miss Chen, my assistant interrupted, the Louvre director is requesting our quantum restoration technology. And the United Nations wants to discuss global art preservation. Mom's hand trembled as she adjusted her pearls. The Louvre. Just another Tuesday, I said, watching Chen Global's stock tick up another billion. Though the British Museum's proposal is more interesting. The studio's screens displayed breaking news. Chen Global's quantum photography democratizes fine art, traditional studios extinct. Remember when you said I should wear something affordable? I asked Mom gently. She nodded, watching clients of all backgrounds use technology that made Elite's former premium packages look primitive. I was so focused on appearances. While I was focused on changing reality, I completed. Sometimes the most valuable things aren't visible to the naked eye. Rachel's tablet chimed with another alert. Chen Global surpasses $200 billion valuation. Emma Chen becomes most influential figure in tech and arts. The premium packages, she mused, seem rather quaint now. Like measuring the ocean with a teaspoon, I agreed, pulling up Chen Global's global impact metrics. Some revolutions can't be contained in a portrait. My phone buzzed. Metropolitan Museum of Art requesting complete technological overhaul. Ironic, Mom said quietly. All those years worrying about your image. And now I control how the world sees images, I finished. Life has a peculiar sense of symmetry. The afternoon sun filtered through the quantum-enhanced windows, casting prismatic shadows across the gallery where class distinctions had once ruled. In just a month, we'd achieved more democratization than the art world had seen in centuries. Miss Chen, my assistant appeared again, the International Space Station requires your approval on the Deep Space Imaging Project. And the Mars colony wants to discuss their art preservation systems. Mom's designer bag slipped from her fingers. Space station. Just another canvas, I smiled. Like that simple dress you were so worried about. The screens updated with more breaking news. Chen Global's art revolution reaches space. Traditional photography now ancient history. Speaking of history, Rachel said, reviewing the quarterly reports, we've made more of it in a month than Elite did in 50 years. While increasing access and equality, I nodded. Sometimes the best view isn't from the top, it's from the future. Mom stared at her reflection in the quantum displays. All those years I thought I was protecting our image. While I was reinventing the very concept of imagery, I completed. Some portraits are painted in pixels. My phone displayed another notification. Time magazine cover story, how Emma Chen's Chen Global made art universal. Others, I said, watching my family's quantum-perfect reflection in the smart glass walls, are painted in revolution. The sun set through our prismatic windows, casting rainbow shadows across the gallery where social hierarchy had once ruled. In the quantum-powered space that had previously judged people by their clothes, 3 generations of assumptions about image and worth dissolved into the new reality I'd built.